Okay, now let's set up our control curve. So this is going to basically be what drives where the fence is. So just hit tab and search for curve. Let's view that. I'm going to come out and hit escape to make sure I'm in the camera mode. You can also click this bar here, and then just hit 2 to go into a top-down viewport. And zoom out a bit. And hit enter, making sure we've got this curve node selected. And that'll let us just draw a curve. And hit enter when we're finished. Hit escape and then hit 1 to go back to our viewport. Hit F to sort of frame this up. I'm going to switch this over to a NURBS so we get a nice smooth curve for this fence. And now what we want to do is put down a resample. Because right now this is a NURBS curve. If we turn on, you can see it's got its control points. If you plug it in resample, you can see it resamples it as a polygon curve. And basically what we're going to do is copy a fence section onto each of these points. So obviously they're way too close together right now. So let's change this length to 2.6. Which is a number I just found was about the right length for this fence section. Cool. Now let's put down a copy 2 points node. And this takes 2 inputs. The geometry to copy, which is this fence section. And this input, which is the points we're going to copy to. Going to turn this to turn off the point display. Okay, so let's copy them along. But you can see they're all facing directly along in just the way they were brought in, basically. We want to make it so they orient along the curve. So to do that, we can use orient along curve. And right now you can see they're sort of facing out in the wrong direction. That's an easy enough fix. Let's put down a transform up here and just transform them before we basically put them into the copy to points. So we rotate them by 89.9 was a value I found worked quite well. Also just 89. Just so they turn into each other slightly. And we also want to make it Y up, so they face the right direction vertically. You can see at the end here, we've got, we're missing posts, so this is where this bit's going to come in. We're also going to hold Alt, copy this transform here. Not that's going to make a huge difference. And what we want to get, point 0 and copy that one. So this post to that one there, but not this section here. So to do that, let's go down another split node. And in the split node, we'll just put 0 in here and select points. And invert the selection. So we should have this. And another thing I'm going to change in here is the tangent type. We want previous edge, just so it sort of lines back along the previous point a little bit better. Hold Alt, copy this, change this plug into there, change this plug into there, put down a merge node to combine these together. Just select them both, drag them in, and then plug that into our output. And this is our very basic setup here. So if I select the curve again and hit enter in the viewport, it'll bring up these control points, which we can select and manipulate. And you can see it'll add in more fence sections as our curve grows longer or shorter. It'll even work if there's a slight sort of angle to it vertically. This will eventually break if it gets too drastic, though. But it still works pretty well. If you get real ridiculous with it, it will eventually break, but it'll do a pretty good job. Cool. So now that that's done, in the next video we'll add some additional controls for this, just so we have a bit more control when we bring it into Unreal Engine.